Before we start, a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button. Only 4% of my channel is subscribed. When it reaches 1,000 subscribers, I will release a special video. The twin suns of Krios cast a golden hue over the crystalline spires of the capital city, their light refracting through the translucent structures and painting the sky in a kaleidoscope of colors. The city was a marvel of architectural genius, where nature and technology coexisted in perfect harmony. But beneath this facade of serenity, an undercurrent of unrest was brewing. Alex Carter, now acclimated to the ways of Krios, walked through the vibrant streets with Princess Lyria at his side. Their presence drew curious glances and whispered conversations. Alex had become a symbol of hope for some, but a target of disdain for others. His every step in this alien world felt like a careful dance, one misstep away from igniting the simmering tensions. Inside the Grand Palace, a meeting of the Kriosian Council was underway. The council chamber, an opulent hall adorned with intricate carvings and holographic displays, was filled with the most influential figures of Kriosian society. At the center of this power structure were the nobles, their faces marked by stern expressions and calculating eyes. Alex and Lyria entered the chamber, their arrival greeted by a hushed silence. The nobles, clad in flowing robes that denoted their status, watched them with thinly veiled suspicion. At the head of the council table sat Lord Malric, an imposing figure with a sharp mind and a sharper tongue, whose influence extended across the planet. Princess Lyria, Captain Carter. Malric's voice echoed through the hall, each word dripping with formality. We are honored by your presence. Lyria inclined her head, her expression calm but her eyes steely. Thank you, Lord Malric. We have come to discuss the future of our people. Malric's gaze shifted to Alex, a flicker of disdain crossing his features. And what future do you envision, human? One where Krios is ruled by an outsider? Alex met his gaze without flinching. I envision a future where Krios and Earth can coexist peacefully, where our combined strengths can lead to prosperity for both worlds. A murmur of dissent rippled through the chamber. One of the nobles, a woman named Lady Serana, rose to her feet. Her eyes blazed with indignation. We have thrived for centuries without the interference of outsiders. What makes you think we need your help now? Alex took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. It's not about needing help. It's about the potential for mutual growth. I've seen what Krios is capable of, and I know what Earth can offer. Together, we can achieve things neither of us could alone. Lady Serana's lips curled into a sneer. And what of our traditions? Our way of life? Are we to cast them aside because an Earthling deems it necessary? Before Alex could respond, Lyria stepped forward. Our traditions are important, but so is our future. Change is inevitable, and we must adapt if we are to survive in this ever-expanding universe. The tension in the room was palpable. Alex could feel the weight of the nobles' disapproval, but he also sensed the silent support of those who believed in their cause. It was a delicate balance, and the slightest provocation could tip the scales. Malric leaned back in his chair, his eyes narrowing. You speak of change and adaptation, but change brings uncertainty, and uncertainty breeds chaos. How do you propose we maintain order during this transition? Alex met his gaze steadily. By fostering open dialogue and cooperation, by ensuring that everyone, regardless of their status, has a voice in shaping our future. It won't be easy, but it's the only way to build a lasting peace. The chamber fell silent once more, the nobles exchanging uneasy glances. Malric's expression remained unreadable, but there was a glint of something, perhaps respect, perhaps challenge, in his eyes. We will consider your words, Malric finally said, his tone measured. But know this, Captain Carter. Krios will not bow to anyone. We will determine our own destiny. As the meeting adjourned, Alex and Lyria made their way out of the chamber. The weight of the encounter pressed heavily on Alex's shoulders. He knew they had made progress, but the path ahead was fraught with peril. In the corridors of the palace, they were approached by a young Cryosian aide, his face pale with anxiety. "Princess Lyria, Captain Carter, I have urgent news. There's been an incident at the southern border. A group of dissidents have attacked one of our outposts." Lyria's eyes widened in alarm. "Were there any casualties?" "Several guards were injured, but no fatalities," the aide replied. "The dissidents claim to be acting in the name of preserving Cryosian purity. They oppose any alliance with Earth." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. The shadows of dissent were growing darker, and the forces of resistance more bold. "We need to address this immediately," he said, turning to Lyria. "If we don't find a way to quell this unrest, it could escalate into something far worse." Lyria nodded, her expression resolute. "We will. But we must also be mindful of how we proceed. Heavy-handed tactics will only fuel their anger. We need to find a way to reach them, to show them that our intentions are for the greater good." As they made their way to the command center, Alex couldn't help but think of the fragile balance they were trying to maintain. The road to unity was steep and treacherous, but he knew they had to persevere, for the sake of Kryos, for Earth, and for the love that had blossomed between him and Lyria. The shadows of dissent loomed large, but within those shadows Alex saw the flicker of hope. And with that hope, he knew they could light the way to a brighter future. Chapter 9. Confrontations and Challenges. The crystalline walls of the Cryosian palace glowed with an ethereal light as Alex Carter strode through its grand corridors. His footsteps echoed softly, mingling with the distant hum of advanced technology. Despite the awe-inspiring beauty of his surroundings, a sense of foreboding weighed heavily on his shoulders. He knew that today would test his resolve more than any day since his arrival on Kryos. Alex paused before a set of ornate double doors, their surfaces etched with intricate patterns that told the history of Kryos. He took a deep breath, steadying himself. Beyond those doors, a council of the most powerful nobles awaited, each one a potential ally or adversary. His hand hesitated for a moment, then he pushed the doors open and entered the grand chamber. The room was a testament to Cryosian elegance and sophistication. Tall, translucent pillars supported a domed ceiling that seemed to open up to the stars themselves. A circular table made of shimmering crystal occupied the center, surrounded by high-backed chairs where the nobles sat, their expressions a mixture of curiosity, disdain, and indifference. Princess Lyria stood at the head of the table, her regal presence commanding respect. She turned her violet eyes to Alex and gave him a reassuring nod. Her support was his anchor, but he knew he would have to stand firm on his own. "Alex Carter, human ambassador," intoned Lord Draven, the most vocal of the opposition. His silver hair and piercing gaze gave him an imposing presence. "We gather here to discuss your future among us, and the implications of your continued presence on Kryos." Alex met Draven's gaze without flinching. "Thank you, Lord Draven. I appreciate the opportunity to address the council." Draven's lips curled into a thin smile. "Let us begin then. You claim to seek unity between Kryos and Earth, yet many of us question your true intentions. How can we trust a man who arrived here by accident, a man who does not understand our ways?" A murmur of agreement rippled through the chamber. Alex felt the weight of their skepticism, but he remained resolute. "I came here by accident, yes. But since then I've learned your ways and have come to respect them deeply. My intentions are genuine. I seek not to change your world, but to build a bridge between ours." Lady Selene, a noble with an air of quiet wisdom, leaned forward. "And what of the recent unrest? There are whispers that your presence has stirred discontent among our people. How do you respond to these claims?" Alex took a moment to gather his thoughts. "Change often brings fear and uncertainty. I understand that. But I believe that through cooperation and mutual respect, we can overcome these challenges. The unrest is not a result of my presence alone, but a reaction to the potential for change. We must guide our people through this, not succumb to fear. Draven's eyes narrowed. Fine words. But words alone are not enough. You must prove your loyalty to Kryos. Show us that you are not merely an outsider seeking to disrupt our way of life. At that moment, the doors to the chamber opened, and a young Kryosian messenger hurried in, bowing apologetically. My lords and ladies, there is an urgent matter that requires immediate attention. The Northern Territories are experiencing severe energy fluctuations, threatening the stability of our primary power grid. A tense silence fell over the room. The Northern Territories housed crucial infrastructure that sustained Kryos's energy needs. Any disruption could have catastrophic consequences. Alex saw an opportunity. Let me help. I've studied Kryosian technology extensively and have experience in dealing with crises. Allow me to assist in stabilizing the grid. Draven scoffed. You overestimate your abilities, human. This is a matter for Kryosians to resolve. Lyria stepped forward, her voice firm and commanding. Alex has proven his resourcefulness and dedication time and again. I believe he can help. We should at least give him the chance. After a moment of hushed deliberation among the nobles, Lord Draven reluctantly conceded. Very well. But know this, Alex Carter. Failure will only confirm our worst fears about you. Alex nodded, determination blazing in his eyes. I understand. I won't let you down. The scene shifted quickly as Alex, accompanied by Lyria and a team of engineers, made their way to the Northern Territories. The air was charged with tension and the hum of malfunctioning machinery. Towering spires of crystal and metal pulsed erratically, casting flickering shadows across the landscape. Alex immediately set to work, his mind racing as he analyzed the problem. The Kryosian engineers watched skeptically, their faith in their advanced technology wavering. Alex's hands moved swiftly, adjusting circuits and recalibrating systems. He communicated calmly and efficiently with the team, blending his knowledge of Earth's engineering with Kryosian technology. Hours passed, the situation growing increasingly dire. Just as the power fluctuations reached a critical point, Alex discovered the source of the instability, a misalignment in the central conduit. With precise movements, he corrected the alignment, and the system began to stabilize. A collective sigh of relief echoed through the control room. The energy flow normalized, and the threat was averted. The Kryosian engineers, initially doubtful, now looked at Alex with newfound respect. Back in the Grand Chamber, the council reconvened. Alex stood before them, exhaustion etched on his face but triumph in his eyes. Lord Draven was silent for a long moment before he finally spoke. You have proven yourself today, Alex Carter. You have earned our respect, if not yet our full trust. We will continue to observe your actions closely. Alex bowed slightly. Thank you, Lord Draven. I will continue to do everything in my power to show that my intentions are honorable and that our worlds can benefit from unity. As the council adjourned, Lyria approached Alex, her eyes shining with pride. You did it, Alex. You showed them your worth. Alex smiled, the weight of the day's challenges lifting slightly. It's a start, Lyria. We still have a long way to go, but together we can make it happen. The two walked out of the Grand Chamber side by side, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, their bond stronger and their resolve unshaken. Chapter 10. Crisis on Kryos. The twin suns of Kryos cast a surreal light over the crystalline city, their rays refracting through the translucent spires and bathing the streets in a kaleidoscope of colors. Alex stood on the balcony of the royal palace, his eyes scanning the horizon. The peace of this alien world had always felt delicate, like the shimmer of the city beneath his feet. Today, that shimmer felt more like a warning, a brittle beauty on the verge of shattering. Princess Lyria approached, her presence as calming as the cool evening breeze. She had a natural grace that belied the turmoil brewing beneath the surface. Alex, she said softly, The council meeting is about to start. The nobles are growing restless. Alex turned to her, his heart heavy. I know, Lyria. I can feel it. Something is different today. The air is tense, like a storm waiting to break. Hand in hand, they walked to the grand hall where the council convened. The hall was a marvel of Creosian architecture, with arches that seemed to defy gravity and walls that shimmered with embedded crystals. But today, the beauty of the hall was overshadowed by the palpable tension among its occupants. The nobles sat in a semicircle, their expressions ranging from skeptical to openly hostile. At the center sat Lord Varan, the most vocal of Alex's opponents. His sharp features and piercing eyes seemed to cut through the air, his disdain for Alex evident in every glance. Welcome, Alex Carter, Varan began, his voice dripping with sarcasm. I trust you are well. Alex met his gaze with calm determination. As well as one can be, Lord Varan, considering the circumstances. Varan leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. The circumstances indeed. It seems our peace is more fragile than we thought. Reports of unrest are growing. The people are unsettled by the presence of an outsider in our midst. Lyria stepped forward, her voice steady and strong. This unrest is not natural, Varan. It is fueled by fear and misinformation. Alex has shown nothing but dedication to our people and our ways. Your Highness, Varan replied, a sly smile playing on his lips. Dedication is not the issue. It is trust. Can we trust a human, someone so different from us, to understand and protect our interests? The murmurs of agreement from the other nobles made Alex's heart sink. He had known this battle would be difficult, but the extent of their resistance was disheartening. Just then, a young Creosian messenger burst into the hall, breathless and wide-eyed. My lords, my lady, there is a riot in the lower district. The people are demanding Alex's removal and the reinstatement of traditional leadership. The hall erupted into chaos. Nobles shouted over one another, their voices a cacophony of panic and anger. Varan stood, his voice cutting through the noise like a blade. This is the result of bringing an outsider into our midst. We must act now to restore order and protect our way of life. Lyria's eyes flashed with determination. We will not abandon the principles of unity and cooperation that we have worked so hard to build. Alex and I will address the people. We will calm this unrest together. Alex felt a surge of gratitude and love for Lyria, her unwavering support giving him strength. He nodded, stepping forward to face the nobles. I understand your fears. I know I am different, and change is never easy. But I came here with a mission of peace and understanding. We must work together, not tear each other apart. Varan's lips curled into a sneer. Fine words, Alex Carter. But words will not quell the anger of the masses. Action will. As Alex and Lyria made their way to the lower district, the sounds of the riot grew louder. The air was thick with tension, the once serene streets now filled with angry cries and the scent of burning materials. Creosians of all ages and ranks gathered, their faces twisted in anger and fear. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. He stepped forward, raising his hands to call for silence. People of Creos, hear me. The crowd's roar subsided to a murmur, all eyes turning to him. Alex's voice rang out, clear and strong. I know you are afraid. Change is frightening and I am different from you. But I am not here to replace your traditions or to take what is yours. I am here to learn from you to help build a future where Cryos and Earth can stand together in peace. A figure emerged from the crowd, an elderly Creosian woman with wisdom etched into her features. Why should we trust you, human? What do you know of our struggles? Alex met her gaze, his expression earnest. I have faced struggles of my own. I have been lost, alone on a foreign planet, fighting for survival. But here, on Creos, I found hope. I found people who took me in, taught me their ways, and showed me kindness. I ask only for the chance to repay that kindness. to prove that we can build a better future together. Lyria stepped beside him, her voice carrying a note of conviction. Alex speaks the truth. He has shown courage and compassion. He has earned my trust and my love. Together, we can overcome this fear and find strength in our unity. The crowd's hostility began to wane, the angry shouts softening into thoughtful murmurs. But amidst the calming tension, a group of nobles led by Varen pushed forward. This is a farce. We must act now to preserve our way of life. Alex stood his ground, his heart pounding. I challenge you, Varen, not with weapons or violence, but with resolve and compassion. Let us prove our worth through deeds, not words. Let the people see who truly has their best interests at heart. The challenge hung in the air, a silent test of wills. The crowd watched, waiting for the next move. Varen's eyes blazed with fury, but he knew that any overt action against Alex now would only turn the people further against him. With a final withering glare, Varen turned away, motioning for his followers to disperse. The riot's energy dissipated, leaving behind a cautious peace. Alex and Lyria addressed the crowd once more, their words sowing seeds of hope and unity. As the people began to disperse, returning to their homes, Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose. The road ahead was fraught with challenges, but he knew that with Lyria by his side and the support of the people, they could weather any storm. In the quiet aftermath, as the twin suns set and the city of Cryos glowed with a serene light, Alex and Lyria stood together on the balcony, gazing out at the world they had chosen to protect. The path to peace was never easy, but in that moment, they knew it was worth every struggle. Together, Alex whispered, his hand entwined with Lyria's, we will build a future that bridges the stars.